everyone. So, the book that we'll be reading this reading cycle is The Globalization Paradox. This book is authored by Danny Roderick, who's an economics professor at Harvard. The book basically challenges and questions the perceived benefits of globalization. Globalization, as we know it, has a very shiny sort of image and is seen as a magical solution to all our economic problems, but at what cost? The book wonders whether extreme globalization undermines democracy and vice versa, and can global markets, state, and democracy coexist? The book takes into account over 300 centuries of economic literature and argues that a pursuit of democracy, national autonomy, and economic globalization are at odds with one another. Going forward, Roderick says that we need to choose our national priorities. Right. For over 2 centuries, people have followed the single dimensional idea of markets and globalization as was put forth by Adam Smith. Free markets have become the singular idea that comes to mind when one talks about economic policy building. Professor Roderick puts forth a very different picture, right? He says that how markets and governments are complements of one another, right? They are not meant to obstruct one another. The notion that markets and states cannot work together is very destructive, especially from economic policy building point of view. Markets can work well only when you have a broad range of institutions to underpin those markets. Without legal institutes, you cannot have markets, right? They won't work. Markets work only when the governments are the strongest and not the weakest, right? So, Professor Roderick basically answers three major questions via this book. The first being, what if most of the benefits of the free flow of goods and capital across borders, that is globalization, have already been realized, and that any additional gains that can accrue out of globalization will outweigh the losses or the additional costs that we'll have in terms of, let's say, unemployment, reduced wages, or lost pensions, right? Or second is, what if global markets, to be widely beneficial, require a different kind of global governance structure, which most people, if given a choice, would not accept, right? Third is, what if it turns out that the countries who have benefited the most from free market globalizations are not those that have embraced it wholeheartedly, but those which had adopted parts of it, right? Selective parts of it. So, in this reading cycle, we'll try to find out answers to these questions. And this is an extraordinarily interesting book. The book is divided into 12 chapters covering various themes and exploring multiple angles. I hope to see you all in this reading cycle and you'll all enjoy this book. Thank you very much.